Gloria Burgess Levin's heart remains in St. Paul, where she lived all her life until several years ago. Now living in Minneapolis, she makes frequent forays across the river to walk favorite streets. She is a psychoanalyst in private practice. Please welcome Gloria Burgess Levin.
Can people hear me? Is it on? Okay. What many of you don't know is that these are really my old stomping grounds because I used to live just down in Idaho for 32 years. So this is my neighborhood, and I actually attended Chelsea Heights School many, many years ago, and it's still there. Thank you to the St. Paul Almanac and the Coffee Grounds for hosting this. It's been lots of fun to do these readings. If you want to follow along and you have the almanac with you, it's on page 152. Going to the library. Early on, my library card was one of my most precious possessions. This small piece of heavy cardstock, about 3 by 4 inches, was my passport to the adventure of other worlds, and also to my own adventures. My first card was issued at the bookmobile that came on Fridays to my elementary school at Chelsea Heights, near Como Park. I still remember my first trip to the bookmobile. Not knowing what I was doing, and with few adults to help, I looked at book jacket pictures in the adult fiction section. The one I liked best was of a man dressed in black on a funny-looking mountain. When I brought it to the librarian, she told me the book was too hard for me and gently led me to the picture book section where she helped me make other choices. But that book jacket picture was engraved into my mind, and I never forgot it. Years later, when I was reading at a much more advanced level, I went back to the seas, always remembering where I had found it. Searching through the book jackets, suddenly there it was, A.J. Cronin's Keys to the Kingdom, a novel about a missionary priest in China. This book has had a continuous influence throughout my life. Even as a child, I became a kind of missionary for libraries and books. After gaining parental permission, I took every child on our block to get his or her first library card. It was exciting to start these kids on their reading journeys. That was way up just a few blocks away on Briggs Street, not quite. My favorite library was Hamlin Branch Library, located on Minnehaha Avenue, a half block east of Snelling. A small, unassuming brick building, it housed treasures. In the summertime, the book reading program was always a big draw. I was good at reading books. In 5th and 6th grade, I read 6 books a week, and the summer was no different. I could easily have read more, but 6 was the limit to check out. I would plow through 2 the first day, and then ration out the other 4 over the next 6 days. People called me a bookworm, and I was proud of that epithet, even as I cringed at some of the other nicknames kids gave me. Hamlin Library had so many more books than the bookmobile, shelf after shelf, a whole building's worth of books to revel in. Hamlin Library had other gifts, too. In the summer, the building was cool and hushed. On many afternoons, it was a quiet oasis of tranquility. Sometimes I would go to the encyclopedia shelves. Getting them off the shelves was a challenge for a little girl like me. The World Book was the best. What wondrous knowledge was inside those book covers. I would pick one at random and settle myself at one of the huge, heavy library tables and lose myself in reading whatever caught my eye. I drank in the serenity and quiet that accompanied these hours, forever melding together learning and peacefulness. My love of learning was nurtured by that fortunate juxtaposition. I became very efficient at checking out books. I first opened the books to their back covers with the book card in its envelope, and then stacked the books, one on top of the other. That way, the librarian could quickly pull out each card and stamp the due date in purple ink. It was fun to see which books were most popular, as shown by how many due dates were stamped and how close the dates were in time to one another. Going home with a stack of heavy books was another matter. I walked the half block to the bus stop on Snelling and waited for the 4A or 4B bus. Sometimes the wait was as long as 20 minutes, and there was no bench to help ease the weight in my arms. If it was blistering hot, I would slip into the blessedly cool drugstore on the corner, Lloyd's Pharmacy, and Lloyd's is still there, actually. I was always anxious about missing the bus, so I would peek out the door every few minutes to see if it was coming. The air conditioning bill must have been a little bit higher on my library days. Safely on the bus, I would peruse my treasures, planning the order in which to read them. Once decided, I'd begin right then and there. Delicious summer days and nights of reading ahead of me.